let's talk about artificial intelligence now. Now, when it comes to AI, what's happening out there, there are some systems that allow you to build apps. I do know in real estate, we see that in the real estate realm, there are people that are now talking about how they've been incorporating artificial intelligence into the real estate business. Good for you guys, very happy for you. But really, that's just a very, I think that's not a great claim. I understand that it's going to depend on their background. If they have a computer science background, folks, the whole world has changed since 2023 when ChatGPT broke loose. It's just all changed. Computer science, coding, those sorts of things, that's great to talk about, and that does give you a particular structure and thought process to help you talk about artificial intelligence, at least from a programmer's point of view. But to have the vision to be able to incorporate artificial intelligence in a sales way and an advertising and marketing way, there is no education for that. There is no background. It takes a daily drive, a daily research of all of what's happening in the artificial intelligence world and being able to look at each new aspect and then how that would apply back to real estate or back to whatever business you happen to be working with. So if you happen to be a contractor, how can you best leverage artificial intelligence into your business? And a lot of the service-oriented professions, those best ways are going to come down to your client contact. What do you have in place as far as past clients? And then what are you doing with all the new clients that come in, and how fast are you answering? You have your social media channels out there, even as real estate agents. And I put together these systems all day long for people. If you go to scvbots.com, scvbots.com, you'll see that page there. And when you go there, you can actually see how inexpensive these are. But what this actually does is it will take a lead, which whether you're paying for it or whether they're coming to you organically or maybe a past client refers them to your Facebook page and that interaction starts, that's where that chatbot needs to be live and start to interact with those consumers, even if it's 1 or 2 in the morning. And then what the chatbot ends up doing, depending on what type it is either going to help them with a service, explain what you do for a living, or get that appointment set. And that's where the money is. And it has to be quickly, because if you're not responding even to a referral within a short amount of time, most people typically move on to somebody else that is going to answer them. That's the big game changer. These are the questions you need to be asking, not who has the degree in computer science as they did some development or some study, but who's going to be able to take these new agentic systems and apply them to whatever business or in their own business. How is that going to work? What's it going to look like with all the changes in this realm that happen hourly? There really is no other exciting time that's ever been that has the speed and the exponential speed at which AI is moving. As a real estate agent, as a contractor, as a home improver, as somebody that's in escrow, somebody lending, these are very important times where you need to be on the stick when it comes to people asking you about your business, what do you do, how do you conduct business, and then hiring you and getting that appointment set so you can actually talk to this other individual. That's going to be incredibly important, and that's where the mindset needs to be when it comes to artificial intelligence, saying that we have all these coding degrees. I can go out there and build apps, folks, without needing a coding degree. I can vibe code it. I can talk and say exactly what's going to work because I understand the infrastructure of real estate, what it takes to advertise and market, and then build a specific app for a specific house I'm selling for a specific seller, and then publicizing that app and then having people look at it and then interact with that residence that I've put up for sale via a web app or a funnel or a website or whichever I decide to put together for that particular listing. That's where you need to be. If you're somebody that cleans floors, that cleans carpets, you might not give a crap about how the advertising and marketing modules work for your particular business, but what you do know is you need to have that instant interaction with anybody that happens to reach out to you. And if you want to pay some money and have some Facebook ads running and then have those people reach out so you can then close them and get them signed up, then that's another level of the way AI can help your business. These are different variables that need to be put together, and you need to look at each individual one. You don't have to understand them or crawl down that particular rabbit hole. You leave that up to the expert that you're going to hire to be able to take care of the aspect of your business. but at least going in, you know what's true and what isn't true, what's pie in the sky wishes, or what's actually verifiable information that's going to make your business prosper in this day of AI. AI is just going to continue to grow. It's going to become more popular, and right now is at the very beginning. The businesses that are utilizing it, even real estate agents, brokers, even myself in that realm of business, the ones that are utilizing it are going to survive that time versus the ones that don't. They're going to be much better, they're going to be much more accessible, and they're going to be much more popular in that particular world where they're representing buyers and sellers of real estate, until that model becomes so automated that usually it'll probably, at some point in the future, it'll cut out that human component. The tradespeople, though, they're the ones that are going to be able to last the longest, because if you've watched some of the robots out there, they look great, but there is no way they're going to be able to swing a hammer like a master, or hammer a chisel and recreate David as Leonardo da Vinci did. It's not going to be possible, at least for a few years. So wrap your mind around it. When you're ready, reach out to me. I know scvbots.com is one of the systems I grew. It's basically agentic bot workflows for people that are looking to have a bot incorporated into their business. And with that bot, we do have a CRM that comes with that, which is basically a client relationship management system that's going to take care of everybody that you choose to put in there. This will be at your hand. I don't have access to that, but it's basically through my system called honorelevate.com. And it's an app. You'll go there, you'll have all your database, you'll be able to see all the interactions, you'll be able to communicate back and forth with all your clients, and then you'll be able to answer people immediately, quickly, when they do have those questions, even at 2 o'clock in the morning when you're sound asleep. The system does it using AI technologies that I built and put into it, because I do know that people reach out, and if you're not there to answer that phone, they're moving on. So if you're not there to answer the phone, I have built systems that take care of that. That's my plug. I'm Connor with Honor. Thank you for watching today's update. We will be back tomorrow. Happy Monday to you. I hope this week pans out for you in everything you want, in every possible way, good as gold. I'm Connor with Honor. Over and out.